Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. I'd like to start things off by saying this is my 1 year anniversary, as on the 28th of August 2022 I've released my first ever video. And although it was just a few shorts, it still counts as my first uploads. And at the time I only had Lasius niger and Mesobrabus, so we've really come a long way, haven't we? Because now if you've seen most of my videos, you'll know that I have like 10 species, 3 mantises, and now a spider. And just like true Ants Dorset fashion, I think it's time to give him a little food. If you look really closely under the flower petals, you can see 2 of the spider's eyes, and she has 8, which is kinda scary. Because she has such massive eyes, imagine your eyeball being the size of your hand real quick. Yeah, that's how big hers are. Because of those big eyes, she has incredible vision, and she's able to stalk and hunt prey perfectly. So giving her live food is really the only way to feed her. I put the mealworm in this little lid so they don't dig into the substrate and she can actually eat them. Oh, and I forgot to even mention, I got her from the Great Ant Exhibition, but you probably already knew that. I got her from Spinks Bugs and Bits, which is a pretty cool company, and they have loads of spiders, mantises, all that sort of stuff. Go check them out. I'll put a link in the description for you guys. And here you can see I 3D printed a spider with some wobbly legs, and it's meant to resemble her, but she's a bit smaller than it. And I'm not really that good on spider species, but this girl is apparently a phidippus regius florida, if I've pronounced that correctly. And after a week she's already molted, which is good news because it means that I'm not killing her. Unfortunately, jumping spiders only live like 1 to 2 years maximum, I think, so this girl won't get that much older, but we'll have her around a year, maybe a bit less. And here's something I bet you didn't know. Jumping spiders actually weave hammocks, which they use to like basically hide in during, well, when they're not hunting, so they don't just get eaten by predators. Because jumping spiders weave cocoons at the top of their enclosure, you can't keep them in traditional ones with the lid like opening. You have to have the lid like this one, where it pops off like completely separate from the floor. And basically every time I go to look at her, she's always just sat here upside down in her cocoon, which I'm completely fine with. By the way, every time I said cocoon I meant hammock, but just, yeah, keep that in mind. In about 4 months, this girl will outgrow her enclosure, so I'm gonna need to get her a new one, which I'll probably make a video about. In her hammock, you can actually see that she has multiple entrances and exits, so if a predator blocks one side, she can just run out the other. Whilst I was talking to the person that sold me this at the event, they were telling me that the way to identify which gender they are is if they have purpley fangs, that means they're female, and if not, that means they're male. They also told me to mist their enclosure every day. If you're a jumping spider expert, tell me if I'm misting it too much or not enough, so I can accordingly adjust. And I know I haven't really gotten a good shot of the spider yet, so here's one. You can really see the nice colorations on the spider, and her eyes. You can see all of her eyes. And all of her eyes let her have a 360-degree vision, so she doesn't get snuck up on predators. I'll show you. Okay, so maybe my spider's broken, or she just doesn't really care about a paintbrush. So just remember, if you get a jumping spider, remember to mist them every day, feed them every few days, similar to how you would a mantis. And when you feed them prey that's basically the same size as them, but just a little bit smaller, as they like hunting big. But that's all for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.